A report by the World Bank and the International Center for Research on Women says child marriage will cost developing countries trillions of dollars by 2030. The new report took into consideration the economic impacts of child marriage through fertility, education, employment, and health. Unfortunately, Nigeria, amongst other countries, allowed child marriage, and mostly driven by poverty with consequences on girls' health. Now, to get more perspective on this, social commentator, especially on women and children, Mary Ikoku, joins us now via Skype. Many thanks for joining us.
I'm here. Thanks for having me.
Now, are we looking at ending child marriage based on its being morally right, or are we looking at it being the economically smart thing to do?
We need to end it for both reasons and many other reasons. It is not just morally wrong to give out a child in marriage, but it's also economically unwise to do so. I mean, the current reports which was funded by the World Bank and the women reports, the report on the effect of child marriage in developing countries have often showed how much we lose in terms of dollars as a nation, as a continent, and as a people when we give out our young children in marriage without them attaining any reasonable age, and also cutting short their dreams and their future. So it's both morally wrong and economically unintelligent to do so.
All right, what impact do you think that child marriage might have on the child? Because some might argue that there have been instances where this happened in the past, and such cases are still, such children are still doing well, they haven't grown into adults at the moment.
The impacts are quite obvious now. I mean, this child you haven't been a child for too long, and all of a sudden you are becoming a parent. How in the world is anyone going to explain this to the child? First of all, psychologically, this child hasn't even matured to handle issues of childbirth, sex, and all of that, and even having to deal with a man taking care of another person, her husband and her child. There's also the risk of getting her health being affected in a very bad way. So her education the future is so glim. So how can anyone want to is this something we should argue about? I don't think so. Child marriage is something every one of us should really frown at. I don't know the people who have succeeded or have come out victorious, but if you check very well, you will find out that those success stories, they must have been an igniter, as someone who is right there to, hold forth for those children. But ask any grown adult who is in marriage, who has had children, will tell you that marriage isn't a very simple affair. Having kids is yet another difficult, long journey in life that no society should subject a child to such activities. We shouldn't. So the impacts are grievous, if I must say. They are quite many.
All right, Mary, this report seems to be focusing more on the welfare gains from ending child marriage in Africa. But say Ethiopia, Nepal and Niger, which other African countries actually gives welfare to these girls?
Welfare to the girls?
Yes.
I think you mean which other African countries give welfare to the girls?
The report is focusing on the gains made from welfare. Now, we only have Ethiopia, Nepal and Niger who actually give welfare to these children, these child marriage girls. Which other African countries does that?
Give welfare to child marriage. I don't have that record with me, and I know that Nigeria.
In other words, Mary, what I'm trying to say is, if it's just for the welfare gains, is it really worth it?
Oh, the welfare gain of the child marriage.
Yes.
I mean, that is the least of the things any human should really concern him or herself about. The welfare gain, I mean, we have a whole lot ahead of us, even the child. So if you allow the child to grow, allow the child to attain the right education, allow the child to become adult, that welfare you think you are getting by giving her out in marriage will multiply. If she's an adult, she will be more conscious, she will be more qualified, she will be more ready, and she will have the sanity of mind to give the right kind of welfare in multiple streams. So no country should actually adopt this for the reason of welfare. If I get you, if I understand that last question, that some of these countries do it for the welfare gains of marrying out the girl child.
No,
am I right?
They are propagating the end of child marriage because of the welfare gains.
All right, Mary. Now, if the basic things that cause child marriage, for instance, poverty, are not eliminated, do you think we will ever make, progress in this effort to end child marriage?
It will almost be very difficult to attain this. Poverty is a major curse of this hydra-headed monster. Education is another major curse. However, if you are poor, I don't see you getting education. So poverty remains. It is highly likely that this fight to end child marriage will just be a blink in the dark.
Mary Ikoku, social commentator, especially on women and children. Many thanks for your insights.
Welcome.